Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Nine Tiger River was vast and mighty as it hovered in the area, occupying an area that was tens of millions of miles wide. With Luo Feng's godly power giving it the ultimate boost, especially now that Luo Feng was so highly accomplished in his techniques, merely the secret engraving sculpture of this Nine Tiger River posed no difficulty. He could easily decode the engravings to boost it to its limits. Its mighty power had ridiculously strong pressure, combined with Luo Feng's life gene level that was increased by 9,800 times and his godly power, which had been amplified 100 times. If Nine Tiger River were to undergo a complete boost with such conditions, if the 9 great beasts within the Nine Tiger River were to join forces, they could easily annihilate a secondary universe knight. Even if they were to attack as separate entities, one was more than enough to seriously injure a secondary universe knight. Falling into Nine Tiger River, even a senior universe knight would find it arduous to fly or move about. True treasure. It's a domain-type true treasure. That human form Luo Feng hid his true powers earlier on. He concealed the power of this domain-type true treasure. Ji-Chi Knight used voice transmission to communicate with Ju-Ka Knight who was nearby. The four-hoofed Ju-Ka Knight tried his best to make his way to Ji-Chi Knight but found his speed of flight absurdly slow. He used voice transmission out of anxiety, saying, "Why did that human form Luo Feng hide the power of his domain-type true treasure? If he released its power earlier on, he would have been able to escape from us easily. Yet, he didn't. What is his motive?" Ji-Chi Knight and the four-hoofed being were flustered. The sudden surge in power of Nine Tiger River made them feel uneasy. They sensed something amiss. It's a trap. Yes, it must be a trap. We have to leave this domain quickly. Within this domain, the speed we are flying at is laughably slow. If a strong enemy appears, we will be defeated. Hurry. Hurry up. They were not confident, but taking risks on a place like the original star kept the knights of other races vigilant. Every single one had been blinded by their greed into a frenzy as soon as they saw Luo Feng. Out of 13 knights of other races, there were some who were still reluctant to give up or still sought his treasures by seeking his human form. However, for most of them, now that they realized something was amiss, the immediate decision was to leave right away. In the middle of Nine Tiger River, Luo Feng stood in silence with his wings outspread. He had a bird's-eye view of the entire Nine Tiger River and knew every move the 13 knights of other races made. "Starting to panic," said Luo Feng. "Maintaining great vigilance. What a pity. You are too late." Luo Feng grasped the handle of his cutting pearl sword from behind and lightly drew it out. The cold blade met with no obstructions within the waters of the Nine Tiger River. He was in total control because this was Luo Feng's territory. By his side, a golden horned beast that was black all over was also hovering in midair. "Golden horned beast body shall stay on the outside to attack while I kill from the inside. Let no one escape." Luo Feng gave his orders silently. "God Beast, transform." Luo Feng and Golden Horned Beast transformed at the same time. Golden Horned Beast's hooves and claws grew bigger and bulkier. Its head also changed. Other than its pair of wings, it looked just like a golden beast god. Luo Feng's human form was also changing. His godly body grew slightly taller. Scales began to appear on his skin, and his eyes glowed with a faint tinge of gold. Although his godly power amplification had reached the limit of 100 times, under the transformation to a beast god form, he was even more at ease as he carried out a slaughter, with the heart of beast god. "Kill. Let's begin." Luo Feng made his move and swooped directly at the strongest one of the group trapped in Nine Tiger River, a universe overlord known as Parachopper Knight. Parachopper Knight was the calmest of the group trapped in Nine Tiger River. He was from the Bug Clan Alliance, but he was not originally from the Bug Clan. He did, however, enjoy a most respectable status because he wielded great power. He was skilled in close combat and was very powerful. Plus, his soul was naturally strong in defense. The only weakness he had was that his godly body was small. His height was a mere 2.5 feet. That was why he was very particular about defending his godly body. The most valuable thing on him was none other than a suit of senior true treasure armor. Once he sensed the great surge of power of Nine Tiger River, Parachopper Knight understood what was going on instantly. "We have been tricked. It's a trap." Human form Luo Feng was the bait, purposely used to attract our attention to get us to move nearer. His world ring must have universe overlords or equivalent life forms hiding away. The situation is unfavorable to us here. We have got to leave right away. Parachopper Knight held onto a gigantic sword. He sliced through every obstruction in his way and flew off. His speed was the fastest. Parachopper Knight frowned. He sensed that the other races were near. Although he had unsettling feelings, he was not afraid. He did not sense that there were universe masters hidden in Luofeng's world ring. And if there were no universe masters, common universe overlords did not pose a great threat to him. Within the human race, the most fearsome universe overlord, Heaven Erosion Palace leader, has since been spending his time hidden deep within the human race secret region. He rarely makes appearances. There is no news about Star Prison Devil Master's intentions to enter the original star. So other than 2 or 3 of the most powerful ones, universe overlords from the human race are nothing to fear. Parachopper Knight had just finished analyzing the situation when a golden light appeared before him. Its beauty was so enticing that it was soul-awakening. This golden light came from the blade that sliced through the water surface of Nine Tiger River. Seemingly slowly and with an unrivaled gracefulness, the blade found its way to Parachopper Knight. With widening eyes, Parachopper Knight grew shocked and increasingly furious. He waved his huge sword with all his might, using his strongest skill, Arbitration of Fate. His huge sword was cast into the air, where it tumbled about in the golden river water. Icy cold, razor-sharp pain erupted as the golden blade hacked right through Parachopper Knight's godly body. What swordsmanship is this? He gasped, paralyzed with fear. This is more fearsome than any other universe overlord I have met in a long time. The swordsmanship was so beautiful that it was earth-shattering. It could certainly bring the limit of the path to a whole new level, a new limit of the law. The power of this one strike reached the limit of a senior true treasure armor straight away. Where the true treasure armor was supposed to weaken the impact of attacks to 1/10,000th of their power, this one strike was weakened merely to 1/1000th. In an instant, 62% of Parachopper Knight's godly body was consumed. Barely scraping through this strike, Parachopper was scared out of his wits. Even with my senior true treasure, more than half of my godly body was consumed, he said. Not good. He had no doubt that the next strike would take his life for sure. This poignant golden light from that blade would once again appear before him. Quick, escape. Parachopper Knight transmitted a shrill voice with his godly power, but under the glowing blade's next strike, Parachopper Knight's petite godly body was annihilated in an instant, leaving behind an exquisite true treasure armor that emitted a faint purple light suspended in midair. As for the world ring and huge sword, they had been cast into the distance a moment before. 2 strikes to kill him, thought Luofeng. Seems like with my ultimate technique of a universe master, those universe overlords with senior true treasure armors will still be able to put up a tough fight. And this time, it was just a small godly body. If his godly body had been as big as the golden horned beast's, no matter how many thousands or tens of thousands of strikes I make, I'm afraid I still wouldn't have been able to kill him. Luofeng was quick to realize his weak points. His swordsmanship was already very strong, but it barely surpassed the limit of a senior true treasure armor. Senior true treasure armors would still able to provide his enemies with an extremely strong defense. Oh! Starting to panic, said Luofeng, looking around. Let's continue then. Luofeng held his cutting pearl sword, his pair of wings spread wide open to form an arc shape as he charged toward another senior universe knight, his next kill. Yes, panic. Out of the 13 knights of other races trapped in Nine Tiger River, when the most powerful of them, Parachopper Knight, knew he was never going to make it past the second strike, his shrill transmission made the rest of the knights crazy with worry. Hurry up and escape. It's a trap. Even Parachopper Knight cannot ward off his strikes. Quickly escape. Ah, it's a great beast. Ah. Piercing shrieks were transmitted throughout Nine Tiger River with godly power as the medium. The aftermath of the fight came in rumbling waves. Compared to Luofeng's cold, decisive, clean-cut swordsmanship, the golden horned beast was wild with fury, simply unstoppable. Roar. In sync with the looming roars, the hideous black beast god, the armored golden horned beast, lowered his head and charged forward at high speed. With one single collision, the longest horn on his head rammed hard into Ji-Chi Knight's body. Ji-Chi's eyes widened in fear, then, bam, his godly body was annihilated. With only a single top-tier treasure armor on him, there was simply no way he could put up any resistance against such an attack from golden horned beast. It's a trap. That human form of Luofeng is only bait. There is a strong universe overlord who is much stronger than Parachopper Knight. He is after our lives. Hurry. Hateful humans. Bitter and forlorn, sad and shrill, reluctant and begrudging, all sorts of roars rang out. Yet, with his cutting pearl sword in hand, Luo Feng, who had been beast deified, was cold-blooded as he roamed the sky above the Golden River. His cutting pearl sword cut through the universe knights one at a time. Under the poignant golden light of his blade, senior universe knights were annihilated one by one. Most of them were from other races that did not even have any ordinary true treasure armors. They did not have a shred of hope of warding off Luo Feng's advances. Luo Feng attacked from the inside out, but Golden Horned Beast worked in the opposite direction, attacking from the outside in. There was no way any of the universe knights of other races could escape. It was clear that these senior universe knights were moving at a snail's pace in Nine Tiger River, and the only one who was able to fly at a high speed, Parachopper Knight, had been the first to be exterminated. As for the remaining ones, all hope was lost. The number of knights of other races trapped in Nine Tiger River was consistently dropping. 8, 6, 3, 2, 1. Outside the mighty Nine Tiger River, the battle had attracted the attention of knights of various races who were slightly further away. As many as 6 teams of Universe Knights were already observing the situation within Nine Tiger River from a distance. Among these 6 teams of knights, there was a total of 15 knights and 1 Universe Overlord. "It's a trap. He's just the bait. Quickly escape." Shrill voices were transmitted via godly power. A multitude of voices were transmitted all over, and the 6 teams of 15 knights of other races watching from a distance could not help but shudder. They watched on from afar. Their view was obscured by the massive river waters, so they could not clearly see what was going on. Yet, they could sense the happenings within Nine Tiger River. In the beginning, there had been a very strong sources of energy, followed by piercing screams and begrudging roars shouting, "Luo Feng is bait. It's a trap. Universe Overlord." But a fleeting moment later, silence prevailed. All was dead silence. At this point, the 6 teams of knights of other races, all hovering in midair while watching the entire episode from afar, felt a hair-raising horror. They knew, every one of the knights trapped in there had lost their lives. A lone figure appeared in the middle of the golden, flowing river. He carried his battle sword on his back with a pair of wings outspread, and he sported a head of black hair. He was scanning the 6 teams of knights from thousands of miles away. At that moment, none of the knights dared make a sound. A gigantic wolf with silver hair was floating in the sky. "How brave you are, Luo Feng," it said. "You dared to use your own body as bait to attract Universe Knights to attack you. Then you let a Universe Overlord out to trigger the domain-type true treasure to trap the knights of other races and slaughter them." He had a godly body of around 6 miles, and he was staring at Luo Feng who stood in the golden waves. "Thank you for your compliment, Bai Fa Knight," Luo Feng said, nodding good-naturedly. Bai Fa Knight would be more difficult to deal with than Parachopper Knight, whom he just killed. First of all, Bai Fa Knight was actually from the demon race, and he had more true treasures. Besides, Bai Fa Knight had a much larger godly body. It would take more time to kill him. "Humph." Bai Fa Knight growled in anger. Which Universe Overlord was it? It must not be an ordinary Universe Overlord if he can kill Parachopper Knight that easily. Which one? Heaven Erosion Palace Leader? World Tree? Star Prison Devil Master? Any one of you has a great reputation. I respect all of you, but shame on you for using this Luo Feng as bait to attract and slaughter us. As Bai Fa Knight's voice resounded through space, Luo Feng couldn't help smiling. Heaven Erosion Palace Leader, World Tree, and Star Prison Devil Master. Interesting guesses. There were quite a few Universe Overlords within the human race, but most of them were at the ordinary level like Bai Fa Knight and Chi Blood Palace Leader, as humans were only ordinary life forms. World Tree, Star Prison Devil Master, and Heaven Erosion Palace Leader had unique experience and clone techniques, which was why they stood at the top among the Universe Overlord. Under normal circumstances, the number of top-tier Universe Overlords was equal to that of Universe Masters within each alliance. There were more than 10 Universe Masters within the human race, but there were only 3 top-tier Universe Overlords, and it was because humans were only ordinary life forms. As for the Ancestral God School, which gathered a large number of special life forms, it had more top-tier Universe Overlords. Also, the Northern Territory Alliance had numerous races and quite a few top-tier Universe Overlords. The Universe Knights of other races were secretly discussing things among themselves, felt that the entire situation was unfair. This is outrageous. Such a demeaning thing to do. The human race is a pinnacle race, and it's shameless of any of them to do such a thing. Those knights would have avoided Universe Overlords if they saw him, But nobody expected them to play such a move using Luo Feng as bait. Though the universe knights of other races were furious, they all remained in the distance, as they could leave instantly. World Tree? Star Prison Devil Master? The Silver by Fa Knight was still shouting. Heaven Erosion Palace Leader? He seemed to be trying to force the mysterious being show himself. By Fa Knight, none of them is here, Luo Feng said with a smile, stepping on the golden waves. I'm the only one here. Humph. Only you? The Silver Wolf grinned. The other 15 knights assembled all shook their heads. They had all heard the shrill scream of a strange beast, and it clearly came from a top-tier universe overlord who could fight in the shape of a beast. Which universe overlord is it? Show yourself, the Silver Wolf shouted again. The golden waves disappeared. Luo Feng broke into laughter. By Fa Knight, I've already told you. Only me. You dare to do something shameless like this even after gaining your reputation, said By Fa Knight. Such a deceitful human. By Fa Knight, do you want to die? Luo Feng shouted. He dashed at By Fa Knight like a beam of silver light, and By Fa Knight quickly sped up and flew away. He knew that he needed to stay away from that human Luo Feng. Otherwise, he would be trapped in the domain if Luo Feng let out that domain-type true treasure. He was as powerful as Parachopper Knight. Go. Go. Other universe knights followed By Fa Knight and flew away. Luo Feng stopped and looked at the universe knights of the other races running away in fright, and he chuckled. I wanted to have an actual conversation with you guys. Since you're not interested, I have to leave now. He flew away and stopped chasing those knights. Humph. By Fa Knight growled. He dared to be so rampant and arrogant. He's nothing if he doesn't have that top-tier universe overlord with him, and he would have been ripped into pieces if he acted alone. It was shocking that 13 universe knights of other races had been killed by Luo Feng. After all, under normal circumstances, only 1 or 2 universe knights would be killed if a single ordinary true treasure was born. And only senior true treasures or even top-tier true treasures could lead to such a massive quantity of deaths. Inside the towering palace of the Thorn Ring Alliance, Ji-Chi Knight stood at the bottom of the palace with veneration. He was one of the universe knights who had been killed. Universe Master. Ji-Chi, said an indifferent voice. You said that 13 universe knights were killed? Yes, answered Ji-Chi Knight. Among the 13 universe knights who got killed, there was a being from our alliance, the Bug Race Alliance, the Northern Territory Alliance, the Demon Alliance, and the 9 Territories Alliance. And one of them was a universe overlord from the Bug Race Alliance. I am the only one who has a clone technique, which is why I reported what I happened instantly. As for other alliances, they may not have gotten the news yet. Who did it? The indifferent voice asked. Star Prison Devil Master? Heaven Erosion Palace Leader? World Tree? It's a black, strange beast, and is terrifically powerful, answered Ji-Chi Knight. He must be a great being following the path of Gold Beast God. Besides, that strange beast is a high achiever on the path of Gold Beast God, and his power is close to that of a beast god. I was killed instantly. Beast God path? Is it Star Prison Devil Master? But he doesn't follow the path of Gold Beast God. The voice sounded confused. I'm certain that it was a black, strange beast, Ji-Chi Knight continued. His attacking technique is mysterious and far superior to mine. You think that black, strange beast could really kill Parachopper Knight? Yes, he can. Ji-Chi Knight nodded. I won't have been that helpless even if Parachopper tried to kill me himself. However, I wasn't even able to defend myself against that black, strange beast. I was killed after only one attack. I felt that the strange beast didn't even utilize all his power. He could surely kill Parachopper Knight if he wants. Weird. When did the human race have a strange beast knight? The voice sounded baffled. A being walked down. It was a female universe master wearing purple armor with hundreds of horns on her head. She looked seductive yet apathetic, which intimidated Ji-Chi Knight. It was Piercing Heartmaster from the Thorn Ring Alliance, who was in charge of many issues within the Thorn Ring Alliance. Her level of authority within the Thorn Ring Alliance was equivalent to Primal Chaos City leader of the Hong Alliance. Strange, Piercing Heartmaster whispered. Is it Luo Feng who's on the path of Gold Beast God? That doesn't make sense either, as Luo Feng's still weak. Even if he becomes a universe knight, he still has low law comprehension, and he should be at the 4th or 5th level of the Beast God path. He can't even create the ultimate techniques of universe overlords with such low law comprehension. Ji-Chi Knight nodded. It's definitely not Luo Feng. Whether he has become a universe knight or not, he doesn't have such lore comprehension. That's right. There's no news from Redbud Island telling us that he received a beast god inheritance. Piercing Heart Master frowned. Could it be that Primal Chaos City leader arranged a supreme being to protect his disciple? There are hidden supreme beings within the human race. Ji-Chi Knight murmured. Piercing Heart Master glanced at him. No. There are only 3 top-tier universe overlords within the human race, but there are more in the Hong Alliance. Ji-Chi Knight now understood. Though the Hong Alliance was an alliance centered around the human race, many great beings from other races were also members. Ji-Chi Knight couldn't help asking, Universe Master, are you going to deal with them? A top-tier universe overlord used such a demeaning move to trap us. Top-tier universe overlords are almost as powerful as universe masters, and he was basically slaughtering us. How? Piercing Heart Master chuckled. You claim it was he who slaughtered you? On the contrary, you encircled him because of greed and were slaughtered as a result. If a universe master or a top-tier universe overlord goes to the original stars and slaughters groups of great beings deliberately, it would lead to public outrage. However, nobody can say anything if you provoke them in the first place. The news of the slaughter spread like wildfire, but none of the powers treated it seriously. To them, it was just a group of knights who had foolishly gotten themselves killed because of their greed. Besides, no other powers knew who this top-tier universe overlord was, aside from the Thornring Alliance. After all, the task of reviving senior universe masters would be distributed to a universe master. Inside the Hong Alliance palace, 6 palace leaders sat on the thrones, talking and laughing. Interesting. Interesting, indeed. They wanted to kill Luo Feng, yet they all got killed. Primal Chaos City leader, you must have arranged this. Without your arrangement, what top-tier universe overlord would be willing to stay in Luo Feng's world ring? Tell us, which universe overlord is it? We haven't figured that out yet. Primal Chaos City leader was smiling, but he was also baffled. He didn't know either. Has Luo Feng become friends with a top-tier universe overlord? Primal Chaos City leader wondered. In the sky of another original star floated churning golden rivers, and 9 strange beasts were swimming and roaring in the water. 3 universe knights from the Northern Territory Alliance transmitted their voices using their godly power. It's a domain-type true treasure. Such strong resistance. I can't imagine that Luo Feng would have such a true treasure. No wonder he's a super talent from a pinnacle race. He has a domain-type true treasure even if he's this weak. It seems that we won't be able to kill that human Luo Feng this time. Let's go. Let's go. The 3 universe knights tried to break the resistance from the water and fly out, but they could only fly slowly. All of them started to curse Luo Feng, as he was only undying. He was powerful enough to kill Bark Mirror Emperor, but they all thought he was only as powerful as a secondary universe knight. However, he had a domain-type true treasure, and together with the soul-type true treasure that was confirmed, he had much better true treasures than many universe overlords. He wouldn't have gotten away if it weren't for his domain-type true treasure. Lucky him. Suddenly, a blurry, black beast showed up in the churning golden water, and the fierceness in his dark, golden eyes immediately terrified the nearest universe knight. He transmitted his voice hurriedly, careful. The black, strange beast hit the universe knight's chest like a beam of golden light, followed by an ancient, low growl. The top-tier treasure armor on that universe knight was instantly shattered, and his godly body was annihilated. The black, strange beast started to charge the second universe knight. He barreled over him like a steamroller. It's a trap. A trap. The only universe knight who still survived opened his eyes wide and started to roar with his godly power. That human Luo Feng is bait. His bait. The blade slashed him across the back. The third universe knight attempted to resist the strange beast and felt his godly body quiver. After which, he felt nothing. It's too late for you to realize your mistake, said a voice. The silver-armored, silver-winged form of Luo Feng stepped forward, holding cutting pearl sword. He took a glance at the true treasure shatters, weapons, and world rings, and he seized all of them. He put his cutting pearl sword back into his scabbard, and the golden horned beast went back to his world ring. They don't have the most updated news, Luo Feng whispered. Other powers in the universe don't have the virtual universe for real-time information sharing. Especially powers like the Northern Territory Alliance and the 9 Territories Alliance that have many races. Especially that Northern Territory Alliance. It has so many races. A third of the universe knights I killed came from it. Luo Feng had only realized how many members were there in the Northern Territory Alliance after adventuring the original stars. More than 1,000 candidates came from the Hong Alliance on Redbud Island, but there were hundreds of thousands of them who were from Northern Territory Alliance. Some Universe Knights already know they need to avoid me. But some haven't heard the news. Luo Feng took back the golden waves and flew into the distance like a beam of silver light. Nothing was left in the sky where Luo Feng had fought the Universe Knights. He took everything. In the open-air bar of the Hong Alliance. Luo Feng came here 2 or 3 times a week by using remote ocean body to connect to the virtual universe. He had been waiting for news of Tian Yang Knight. However, those 10,081 original stars were too large, and Tian Yang Knight was a universe overlord who always acted alone. He might hide somewhere for hundreds or even thousands of years. It would take time and luck to find him. Luo Feng. Blade River. Many Universe Knights greeted him warmly, and even universe overlords who rarely showed up were polite to Luo Feng. After all, he had a terrific record during his year spent on the original star, and the great beings in Hong Alliance all knew about it. Quite a few Universe Knights and Universe Overlords had died because of him. Although they all believed that it was actually a top-tier Universe Overlord who had conducted the killings, it still showed Luo Feng's status. A top-tier Universe Overlord was willing to stay in Luo Feng's world ring. It would be a pleasure to all the great beings to be friends of a top-tier Universe Overlord. Even Universe Masters valued top-tier Universe Overlords because they were almost as powerful as Universe Masters and could be resurrected. As for Universe Masters, they would stay dead forever if they fell. That made top-tier Universe Masters special. Luo Feng, said a familiar voice. Luo Feng turned his head and saw 2 great beings sitting in the corner. There were no other great beings beside them. Guiyi Knight. Undying Knight. Luo Feng was startled. He now understood why there were no other great beings around them, as they each had an extraordinary status. Guiyi Knight was a disciple highly valued by Primal Chaos City leader, and Undying Knight was a disciple of Gigantic Axe founder. Luo Feng walked toward them, grinning. Guiyi Knight had a bald head and wore a fiery cape and was barefoot. It made one feel tranquil just to look at him, but Luo Feng, who had been through practice for 180 million years, had already significantly improved his willpower and could rival some Universe Masters. He wasn't affected by it at all. Undying Knight had met Luo Feng only once before, and it had been through the virtual universe. Undying Knight wore peculiar armor with tens of thousands of vines on it, and his face was covered by some of the vines. There was wickedness in his green eyes. Luo Feng had been defeated the first time because he was still weak. Both Undying Knight and Guiyi Knight were Universe Overlords. Previously, Luo Feng and True Yang Emperor had thought of them as untouchable, but Luo Feng could now see their power clearly. Guiyi Knight was an ordinary Universe Overlord with greater true treasures, and he was proficient in illusion and close combat. As for Undying Knight, he had a great reputation. His fighting power was also at the level of an ordinary Universe Overlord, but he had incredible surviving skills. No one had managed to kill him yet, which was why he had the title of Undying. Brother, Luo Feng walked toward him and smiled. Undying Knight. Guiyi Knight smiled. Sit. You've grown so quickly, Undying Knight said. He had a squeaky and bizarre voice, but Luo Feng was prepared for it, as he had spoken with him before. You were still weak when I first met you and far from becoming undying. A single look from me could affect you. However, you are already able to shake that off. You're indeed exceptional. I heard that dozens of Universe Knights were killed because of you. Incredible. Luo Feng, said Guiyi Knight, both Undying Knight and I are wondering how many Universe Knights and Universe Overlords died because of your friend. Not that many. Luo Feng smiled. 82 Universe Knights and 5 Universe Overlords. Both Guiyi Knight and Undying Knight looked stunned, as they were just as powerful as the Universe Overlords who had been killed. Of course, they had solid backgrounds and better true treasures, which gave them better surviving skills. Regardless, they still found it unbelievable. At the start, those Universe Knights from other races tried to gang up on me because of their greed, said Luo Feng, but they were the ones who got killed in the end. In the first 15 days, many others got killed, too. However, as more and more learn about it, and have started to avoid me. It's been 3 months, and I've only met one unlucky guy. The news was spreading more and more quickly, becoming increasingly widespread. Some Universe Knights of great fame were falling, which bolstered Luo Feng's reputation. Even some Universe Overlords of other races would now avoid Luo Feng. Who's your friend? Guiyi Knight asked with a smile. Can you tell us? Luo Feng smiled. His Luo Feng. Stop joking around. Gui Yi Knight smiled widely. If you can't tell us, just don't. Luo Feng was secretly amazing. It seemed nobody believed that it was him who had done all the killings. After all, in the eyes of those great beings, even if he became a universe knight and could complete law comprehension quickly, it would still normally take someone hundreds of millions of years to advance from the 4th level beast god inheritance to the 7th level. It had only been 20,000 years. He should have been at a low level in techniques, at least, from those great beings' perspective. He had a powerful godly body, but he was far inferior to top-tier universe overlords like World Tree, Purple Rain Knight, and Heavenly Erosion Palace Leader. If you really want to know his name, he is Golden Mountain Knight, answered Luo Feng. Golden Mountain Knight, said Gui Yi Knight. Gui Yi Knight and Undying Knight exchanged eye contact. Both were clearly confused. They hadn't heard of that name. Are you joking? Undying Knight asked. Of course not. You'll know soon. Luo Feng smiled. Is he from another race? Gui Yi Knight asked. Luo Feng nodded. Kind of. At the same time, Luo Feng noticed a being who kept looking at him. It was Kwangju Knight. Brother, Undying Knight, I'm going to meet my friend. Luo Feng stood up and walked towards Kwangju Knight. When they met, Kwangju Knight immediately isolated them from the surroundings and said, Blade River, I've found Tianyang Knight. Tianyang Knight. Luo Feng was thrilled. His eyes gleamed. This video will end here.